Today in pre-algebra, we're talking about lesson 7-8, symmetry. The boys that are gone today, I'm sorry that you're not here. We are missing you. But you can still catch the lesson with us. Today we're talking about 7-8 symmetry, and our learning target for the day is I can define symmetry. For our vocab, we have 3 new vocab words. The first is line symmetry, and that's a figure that has a line of symmetry if you can draw a line through it so that 2 sides are a reflection of each other. A really good example of that is if you hold your hand straight out to the side, and if you drew a line straight down the center of your body, that would be line symmetry, because you could fold your hands together and they would come together perfectly. The line of symmetry is that imaginary line that you would draw. So that would be the line that goes from your forehead, down through your nose, belly button, all the way down to the ground. And if you look at both sides of that, you should be pretty close to symmetrical. Our last definition is rotational symmetry. A figure that has rotational symmetry, if it can be rotated less than 360 degrees around a central point, and coincide with the original figure. Now what it means to coincide is it means that everything lines up so that it looks like you have the same thing that you started out with. A really good example of rotational symmetry is if you look at a car with its wheel, the hubcaps, they pretty much always have rotational symmetry. Take a minute to think of if you can think of anything else that might have rotational symmetry. Maybe one of the snowflakes that we made, or something else in everyday life. The first example in our notebooks gives 2 examples of figures with line symmetry. In these figures, it's already given us the line of symmetry, and that is this line that the shape seems to stop at. And what we're going to do to show that that is a line of symmetry is draw the shape on the other side of it. So we try to draw a straight line that matches that, then a little edge in, and then a straight line up the side. Now, you can tell I am the best artist ever because that looks exactly like the other side. I could use a little practice, let's be honest. But if we take a look at what it's supposed to look like, we have this shape on the bottom, and that's what you should come close to getting. Now, like I said, we aren't all great artists, and that's okay. The point is to show that you understand the concept, that we have a second straight edge that has almost the same slope, just flipped, another parallel line, or horizontal line that's parallel to the top one, another slanted line, and then this vertical line continues so its length doubles. And then we do the same thing with our shape up here. We have a partial circle, so we draw a partial circle about the same size that comes up to be about the same height. And on the bottom, we draw our straight line and the straight line connecting. Again, your art doesn't have to be perfect. It's okay to be slightly off. We're looking for your understanding that both sides of the line, if we have A, the image A prime, should look the same. And if we were perfect artists, that is what our shape would look like once we're done. Our second form of symmetry today is rotational symmetry. And what we're doing is we are taking our pictures and we are rotating them. And it gives us the point or the center of rotation. So that is this point. So when we turn it, we turn 90 and we would get a shape that has a base here and comes up, and then we'd have to keep rotating, and then we would come all the way back. So for this shape, it coincides with itself every 180 degrees. So when we'd rotate it, we'd keep rotating, and then it would come up. And over. So we need a point that has two-fold symmetry. So in order to do that, this shape would need to rotate all the way around. Once we rotate 180 degrees, this part would be up here, and this corner would come all the way down to the bottom. Another common shape that you've seen that has symmetry is a star. So if we take this star and put it there, and then let's make a copy of it. So we have our star, and then every time that I turn this, and the corners line up perfectly. That would be one folds. 2. Again, this shape isn't exactly centered perfectly. So 3, 4, and 5. So we would have 5-fold symmetry on this star. Now the easy way to tell this on simple shapes is just by counting the number of corners. In more complicated shapes like the ones that we had, you'll have to actually test it, and I would try it just by spinning your paper around. So for our original fingers, this was 180 degrees. For the star, it'd be 360 divided by 5, which would be every 72 degrees. For our last set of notes, these are for you to try. Try the check it out problems in your notebook, and then once you're done, come back and double check your work against what is here on the video. So at this point, please pause the video so you can try this on your own. If you need help, turn on the video and it'll help you through it. Once you're done, you should be able to do the homework for tonight. That is 7-8 Practice B. Have a good weekend, and I will see you on Monday. So I guess you're not quite gone yet because you did need to see the answers for this. For the check it out, we take this same shape and try to mirror it perfectly underneath. So trying to mirror it perfectly. Valley comes back up, little neck, and then it comes back. That is my very poor job at copying, but down below we have a computer-made version. And this is what your drawing should have looked like.